It is a book on 21 days of being able to pause intentionally with great courage and compassion, to not compromise what you know you deserve. Welcome everyone to Moment with Coach Pia. Mga ka-moment, isipin nyo 21 days na. Hinga nga tayo ng malalim, sabay-sabay. 21 days, 21 Mondays, 21 episodes. Kailangan natin maisip, bakit nga ba ako na-attract sa podcast na to? Bakit ako na-attract sa topic na to? And today will be a great day for you to see yourself in a different way. Yung mga bagong ka-moment dyan, welcome to our channel. Our topic is A Life Returned. A Life Returned, moment to moment. Our special guest to close our 21-day journey, this journey of compassion, clarity, and living with intention. She is best known for exceptional versatility as an actress, effortlessly transitioning between comedy, drama, and intense roles. She is the first Filipina actress to be nominated in this category, Best Performance by an Actress at the 2016 International Emmy Awards, and the first Filipina to win Best Actress in a Leading Role at the 2022 Asian Academy Creative Awards for The Broken Marriage Vow. She graduated BS Psychology from Southville International School in 2020 with honors and currently pursuing her master's degree in clinical psychology. She has become a vocal advocate for mental health, even becoming a certified positive psychology coach and grief support practitioner. She's also a prominent advocate for animal welfare in the Philippines, and she's the ambassador for the Philippine Animal Welfare Society, or PAWS. She will star in an upcoming movie called Midnight Girls, which was shot in Japan, showing in cinemas nationwide on Wednesday, May 13, and Kamusta, a culinary variety show with Korean superstar Ji Chang-wook, shot in Seoul, Korea. This is premiering on May 24 at TV5 and streaming at View. Welcome our special guest, Jody Chrissy Santa Maria!
Hi, Coach. Hello.
Wow! Being our season ender, we wanted to be intentional talaga with this time. Yung mga ka-moment natin ngayon, by this time, ano na sila, ang dami na nilang natuklasan sa sarili. So, sino kaya yung guest na pwedeng lalong magpalago, magpalalim ng kanilang journey? Thank you, Jody!
Thank you, Coach Pia, for having me.
Yes.
Yeah, nakaka-excite.
Oo nga. Yun talaga yung word, nakaka-excite.
Nakaka-excite.
Why do you think it's important for people to do this?
I think with the kind of world that we live in, it's really super busy. May mga pagkakataon na nadadala tayo ng agos. Natatangay tayo kung saan-saan na nakakalimutan natin kung sino talaga tayo. And I think it's really important for us to really just come back to who we are, to our core, to what's important to us, 'di ba? Without having to think of what other people will think about us, 'di ba? Kasi ang importante sa atin is magyabong, lumago bilang tao because we're not meant to be stuck to the person we were yesterday.
You have that kind of energy that is consoling, that is comforting, and that has a glow from the inside. From the inside. You're aware of that?
Actually, may mga tao na magsasabi, for example, isang business meeting na nag-end up bilang counseling session. Ganon. Pero hindi to sinasadya, hindi rin pinaplano. I guess, you just feel the energy of the person that's in front of you. And more or less, parang siguro nararamdaman mo na non-judgmental tong taong to, kung warm tong taong to, kung open tong taong to. And siguro for some people, ang pinaka-importante sa kanila is yung fact na sila ay pinakikinggan at nakikita at hindi hinuhusgahan.
Nothing happens by chance. Everything happens for a reason. So, day 21, yun yung kailangan nating yakap para sa mga ka-moment natin. Kung saan man sila nakikinig, kung nanonood man kayo o nakikinig lang kayo, na makonsole tayo, na magkaroon tayo ng konting, ang sarap naman yan magpahinga, ang sarap naman pakinggan, kung bakit moments and pauses are important. Like what you said, magulo kasi yung mundo ngayon. Sobrang gulo.
Maingay.
Day by day, if there are things that are uncontrollable such as gas prices, if it's so uncontrollable, it makes us as people, as individuals, feel smaller and smaller. And that's why the exercises that we do here in the moment-to-moment journey is all about strengthening yung inner muscles natin na yun. Kasi kailangan our environment does not dictate kung ano yung nangyayari sa loob.
Yeah.
Oh, kaya tuturuan natin sila. Babalikan natin ang part 1 para sa mga ka-moment natin. Yung returning to the self kasi, hindi lahat ng tao willing to do that. Natatakot sila anong matuklasan nila.
Kung ano yung kailangan lang i-confront.
Oo,
diba?
kailangan i-confront. So, para ma-inspire ang mga ka-moment natin, nung bumabalik ka sa sarili mo, yung mga natuklasan mo, imbis na pangamba, nagkaroon ka ng lakas ng loob na balikan yung sarili mo.
Alam mo siguro, Coach Pia, dahil doon sa fact na more than the pangamba o takot na balikan yung sarili, hindi ko na kasi nagugustuhan the person that I'm becoming. Alam mo sa sarili mo na may disconnect na na ang layo mo na doon sa core mo. Hindi ka na anchored doon sa kung sino ka. Totoo pala yun, yung pag humaharap ka sa salamin, hindi mo nakilala yung taong kaharap mo. Na dapat yung tao na nakikita mo sa salamin ay yung tao na alay mo, kaagapay mo. Kumbaga pag nakikita mo, oh, ang ganda mo ah. But when you look at yourself in the mirror, it's like you're staring at, a stranger. So for me, mas nakakatakot yun kaysa sa harapin ko kung ano yung mga kailangan kong harapin para bumalik ako dun sa sarili ko. Para sa akin, importante yon dahil hindi lang naman ako nabubuhay para sa sarili ko eh. Meron akong anak and importante sa akin na mabuo ako kasi hindi ako pwedeng maging isang maayos na magulang kung ako mismo hindi ko alam kung sino ko, anong ituturo ko sa anak ko. And the process was not easy. There were moments na may mga bagay na kailangang ipagawa pero ayokong gawin. Kasi hindi ko alam kung ano yung kakaharapin ko, ano yung lalabas, ano yung kailangan kong i-confront. Ayokong maging vulnerable. Sanay ang mga tao na, ito yung person na lagi lang siyang happy. Everything is going well with her life. But then, deep inside, hindi nila alam na ang daming lungkot, ang daming pangamba, ang daming nangyayari. It was so messy. There was just like this inner turmoil na hindi mo na siya pwedeng hindi pansinin. It demands to be addressed. It demands to be felt.
I think maraming ka-moment na makaka-relate dito, no? And I appreciate you so much, Jody, for bringing this up. Kasi imbis na maging inspirasyon lang yung kung saan tayo papunta, maganda rin yung ayaw na rin nating magkaroon ng anino ng nakaraan. So the greater incentive is, no matter how difficult that may be, sige, harapin ko na yon. Kasi mas mahalaga sa akin na I will be better for myself kahit na nakakatakot siya, kahit vulnerable siya. Kasi hindi ko nakilala yung taong nasa harapan ko.
And I've noticed that I was just in a loop. Nagkakaroon ako ng patterns eh. Relationships. I feel like kung hindi ko pa to haharapin, ito na to. 20 years, 30 years down the road, ito pa rin ako. Ayoko na to. I just wanna break the chain. Gusto ko nang umalis. Gusto ko nang kumawala.
What is that courage na kailangan?
Ang masasabi ko, hindi siya linear, ever. Getting from point A to point B could be messy. There were moments na parang 2 steps forward, 1 step back. And then minsan malulubak ka. May konting detour. So kung igagraph mo siya, hindi lang siya diretso. Parang ang daming ganun bago ka mapunta doon. And hindi siya madali. And yes, it will take a lot of courage. But one thing that I've discovered na hindi porket inire-require na courageous ka or matapang ka, ay hindi ka na nakaka-feel ng kahinaan or hindi ka nakakaramdam ng takot. Bagkus ginagawa mo siya habang takot ka. Mas importante sa'yo na mabuo ka muli kesa dun sa takot na nararamdaman mo. Kasi I feel like the brain would always give us 10,000 reasons na wag mong gawin yan. Kasi, ang dami. So ikaw naman, okay, wag na lang. But hindi mo naman pwede i-fault si brain kasi gagawin niya anything to survive.
Yes.
Diba? It will always go back to what's familiar. So sometimes kailangan mong i-break yon, yung familiarity na yon, and step into, sabihin natin, uncharted territories.
Yes. Na-excite ako kasi pati body language mo. Hindi ko lang kung napapansin mo, pero ang ganda, ang ganda na nung mga ka-moment. Kung kayo nasa Spotify lang at nakikinig lang kayo, ibalikan nyo tong episode na mapanood ninyo kung paano kumilo si Jody. Kasi how your body moves also is an expression of what's happening inside. Kaya kanina nung nagkakwento ka, pati yung excitement nung gumaganon ka, lahat kasi yon, it's an endearment for the personal journey. Panoorin nyo rin yung kilos yung mga ka-moment. Kapag ka yung body language mo bumabagsak o di kaya nagkakaroon ng masyado kang phlegmatic, wala lang kahit ano, delikado yon. Mas maganda kasi yung muscles na intentional. I think that yung mga ka-moment natin can really benefit from yung sinasabi nating returning to the self. Nung tiningnan mo na yung sarili mo tapos hindi mo nagustuhan kung sino yung kaharap mo, how did you manage those moments?
Oh, wow. Of course, initially, I didn't know what to do. I didn't know who to talk to because, of course, nandun yung takot na baka mahusgahan ka. Nandun din yung takot, Coach Pia, na shucks, baka hindi nila maintindihan fully kung ano yung pinagdadaanan ko. Yung baka masabihan ka na, ano ba, ang arte naman ito? Or ang weird. Tigilan mo na nga yan. But I was just blessed with, with people na kaya kong tawaging safe space. Na alam ko kapag nagbuhos ako ng saloobin ko sa kanila, hindi ko kailangan mag-filter. Eto na ako at my messiest. Kwento lang, Coach Pia. There was one time sa church, parang the pastor said na parang sa phone book mo, at least dapat meron kang 3, 4 o hanggang 5 tao na nasa emergency contact list mo. Na kapag dumaan ka ng isang crisis, at least may 5 tao ka na pwede mong matawagan. Ako naman, sunod. Totoo siya, Coach Pia, na kapag may mga pagkakataon na hindi mo alam yung gagawin mo, babalikan mo yung telepono mo at makikita mo rin naman talaga yung mga tao na kinoconsider mo na mga guide mo. Mga tao na importante yung pinagkakatiwalaan mo. That they will also hold your story dear to their hearts.
Ang ganda ng konting kwento na yun, side kwento lang siya, pero gawin natin, i-describe natin. Let's just look for some patterns. Mga ka-moment, gagawa rin kayo ng sarili niyong listahan na. Doon sa 5 taong yun, what are the qualities that you noticed that they had in order to hold safe space for you?
Number 1, mataas yung sense of empathy nila. Sa mga taong yan, lahat sila trustworthy. Number 3, these are the people who genuinely loves me for who I am. May mga tao kasi na nandyan sila, maaring mahal ka nila or nasa paligid mo sila dahil meron silang pangangailangan sa iyo. But then pag dumating ka sa punto ng buhay mo na you're at your lowest, you're at your messiest, yung mga panahon na wala kang ma-offer. Minsan mapapansin mo, kailangan, Coach, talaga yung mapansin din natin sino yung mga unti-unting umaalis.
Magandang ma-evaluate natin yan, no? Kasi sino yung mga taong unti-unting nawawala kapag ka you're not okay? Yun yung sabi mo, no? So, indicator yun para sa atin na they're not the authentic ones for our soul. Kasi yung soul natin, para magkaroon ng freedom, kailangan hindi pinipili nung nakapalibot sa'yo kung okay ka o hindi ka okay. Kapag ka nandyan sila. It's not just an intuition. I wish it was just an intuition. But it's really a deep listening to what is happening in your heart alongside your mind and your experience. Ang sabi nila na magandang framework dyan is yung heart, head and hands. So yung hands para sa akin, yun ang experience. They come to you when you are okay, pero kapag ka hindi ka okay, parang hindi na sila mahanap. Oo, yun yung mga alam na.
Gone with the wind.
Nawala na sila. I like kasi your example about looking in the mirror. Kapag ka hindi nila nagustuhan ang nakikita nila, and the next day, hindi pa rin nila nagustuhan yung nakikita nila, ano ang pwede nating sabihin sa mga moment?
Kapag tinignan mo ang sarili mo sa salamin, ano bang nakikita natin? Hindi ba reflection? So kapag hindi mo na nakikilala yung tao sa harap ng salamin, siguro Coach Pia dapat meron ng magbago. Siguro it is life's way of telling us like, hey, wake up. It's a gift eh. That ability to know na hindi na ako ito. Kasi Coach Pia, can you just imagine kung wala kang kakayanan na i-determine kung kilala mo pa ba yung tao na nasa harap mo? Paano ka? Paano ang mga tao sa paligid mo?
So what we want to emphasize again as part 1 of returning to the self is just the fact na na-recognize mong hindi ikaw yung nasa salamin. That's already the return. You don't have to find the answers yet to your questions. Gusto ko kasi magkaroon ng disruption tayo dun sa usual na activity ng brain. Ang sasabihin ng brain, ayan, tinan mo, ganyan ka kasi. So instead of uplifting us, we release more stress hormones, di ba? Yung cortisol levels natin tumataas. Imbis na mag-relax tayo at magsabing, okay, hindi ko pa rin kilala sarili ko, pero meron akong anticipation at meron akong excitement na makikilala ko siya. I don't want people to feel kasi na kailangan maisulat nila sa isang papel na ito na ako. Kasi hindi mangyayari yun. No? Merong ganong feeling.
I think that's something that doesn't happen overnight, Coach Pia. Pero tama po yung sinabi ninyo eh. At least maganda na nare-recognize mo. Kasi parang, ano na yun eh, parang point na pwede mong pagsimulan. But you don't expect din naman na parang bukas okay ka na. May mga pagkakataon na doon sa journey natin ng pagkilala ulit sa sarili or pagbalik sa sarili, minsan di ba na madudulas ka, madadapa ka, mawa 1 step back ka, 2 steps forward ka. Doon sa process ng pagbalik, let's not be hard on ourselves. Parang mahalin natin yung mga sarili natin, even at our messiest, even at our lowest. Kasi siguro tayo yung unang gagawa nun bago gawin ng ibang tao for us. It will require a lot of compassion and forgiveness. Yung patawarin natin yung mga sarili natin sa mga bagay na of course we didn't know any better.
So returning to the self, and I want us to emphasize that kind of encouragement, that kind of joyful energy. Kasi sinabi natin that the brain will want us to be dating gawi. Kahit na mali yung gawi na yon.
Yes.
So, ibig sabihin, lahat ng mga lumang patterns natin na, and the same thing about choosing the people that may not be good for us. Friends natin, kahit family members, sometimes may not be good for us. And I want people to say na, it's okay, I can still love them, but not agree. Diba? But I can still respect them and love them from afar. Yeah. I want us to also allow yung mga ka-moment natin to do a simple exercise. Because the first few seconds or first few minutes that you spend with yourself really dictates a lot about how the brain will work. Especially if you're sitting with some people for the first time. Tingnan niyo yung mga nakapaligid sa inyo kung positive pa ba yan. Yan na nga yung hirap nito eh. Paano yun? Eh, tinan mo yung mga isura niyo,
Ayaw na nila tignan yung isa't isa.
Kasi I tell people that pag bagong upo ka, bagong huddle siya, or di kaya sulat ka ng email, your first 600 seconds or your first 300 seconds, which is actually just 5 to 10 minutes, do not bring up what's negative. Do not bring up muna yung problems. Just talk about things that are light, that you can be grateful for. Because then your brain is going to be preparing itself for whatever non-judgmental environment is needed for you to move forward. Versus, makipag-usap ka sa mga tao, kaya tayo mag-usap kasi may problema tayo. Halika dito mag-usap tayo, may problema tayo. So the huddle, or you call for a meeting because may problema, because may negatibo.
Of course, when we start our conversations with, oy, may problema tayo, ang tendency ng katawan yan is mag-activate na yan ng fight or flight mode. Diba, we tend to become more defensive. Magsasarado ka. So instead na nare-resolbahan kung anong kailangan maresolbahan, mas hindi ka malayang nakakapagbahagi. Whereas, kapag sinimulan natin with something that we can be grateful for, 'di ba? Ang tendency is for our bodies also to kind of like relax. And when we are more calm, when we are more relaxed, then we tend to become more open. We are more open to comments. We are more open to suggestions. So I think yun po, Coach Pia, yung importansya ng pagsiset ng tamang tone.
I always like to tell people that your first 5 to 10 minutes where you are intentional about how the moments should be will really help you dun sa filter kung paano mo, ano yung pananaw mo dun sa mga sitwasyon na yon. And then the fight or flight, totoo yon, no? Magkakaroon ng defense mechanism. Parang, okay, kailangan kong tulungan to, taong to. Or kailangan kong tulungan sarili ko kasi meron daw problem. So dun muna tayo sa what are the things that make you smile. And usually, the intention of being with that person, there will be something positive na mahahanap. Now, babalikan ko yung part 2 nito, which is listening to yourself with compassion. Kasi kung wala kang maisip na positive about that person, you actually shouldn't be spending time with those people.
Alam mo, Coach Pia, I just wanna ask you, no?
Yeah.
Bakit mas madali for us na magbigay ng mga negative comments versus yung, kung papansinin mo, yung pagiging positive, yun pa yung kailangan nating i-train at i-rewire ang ating mga brains, di ba?
I wish it were unique to the Filipinos, or we have to go back to the urban settings. Urban settings kasi are congested. And a lot of the people right now, especially listening to podcasts like this, mga kamoment natin, we're in an environment that's very congested. So whatever the status quo is, that environment, that's what we thrive in. Any deviation from that, the brain is the one going to say na, wait a minute, masyado kang relax. Yun yung fearful ng brain. Ang kinasanayan kasi since you were born is you're in an urban setting, everything is stress. So as soon as your muscles start relaxing, sasabihin ng brain mo, yun yung hindi tama, yun yung mali.
Hindi normal. Deviation siya.
Deviation siya.
Right.
So yun, ipoprotect niya ikaw from the good experience. Yun yung
So
reality
environment
mo.
din talaga
Environment
importante,
siya.
no?
I wish it was just that because on a DNA level, and I love
Right.
this conversation, how does your family manage life? You internalize that. Kaya nung binanggit mo kanina na, how can I be the best parent for my child? Because your child will mirror, will mimic
Yes.
how you're managing life. And there is a lot of unlearning that is necessary for us to remove ourselves from how our loved ones, our parents, our mentors, the people we admire, they may not have been managing stress the right way. So pag nasi-stress, nagre-retail therapy. Di ba? Mamimili na lang ako ng maraming gamit para I'll feel okay. Imbis na harapin ko ano yung reason kung bakit hindi ko nakilala yung tao sa salamin. But if you have mentors na, pag hindi ko kilala yung tao sa salamin, mananahimik ako, kasama ko sarili ko, magpapahinga ako, at magja-journal writing ako. So the courage to do the journal writing, na marinig ko yung sarili ko kahit na maingay ang mundo, yun sana meron tayong mga role models na ganyan. Kaya nga meron tayong podcast na ganito.
Right.
To give people alternatives. Alternatives to what they grew up with.
I love that. Unlearning.
Unlearning.
It's one of the hardest, pero it's one of the most necessary.
So, tinatahi ngayon ng pinag-uusapan natin yung, which is the unlearning, dun sa sinasabi natin na sino tayo before. That we have to have the courage to be vulnerable. At yun yung mahalaga dito sa day 21. Ayoko na yung taong yun, gusto ko na siyang iwan, pero hindi ko siya huhusgahan. Paano mo ginawa yun, Jody, na hindi mo hinuhusgahan yung sarili mo?
Again, Coach Pia, that is something that I have to unlearn because parang there was a point in my life na I wasn't really making the best choices. Because I tend to overthink eh. Yan yung problema sa akin, ang ingay din ng utak ko. Pag may nagawa ako, lagi kong babalikan yun. Tama ba? Ano bang dapat ginawa ko? Hindi, mali eh. Sometimes I just find myself talking with myself. I realized that, sandali, oo, nagkamali ka, pero hindi siya life sentence. Huwag mong husgahan yung sarili mo. Huwag mong i-judge yung sarili mo, di ba? And kailangan kong sabihin sa sarili ko, I cannot despise the experiences that help shape me. Kung sino ako ngayon, it's like a culmination of every experience na pinagdaanan ko sa buhay ko, whether good or bad. But the important thing is, hindi naman kung sino ka kahapon, pero kung sino ka ngayon at kung sino ka bukas.
The way you just described this and mga ka-moment, the tenderness of the way we speak to ourselves and what we know na necessary na yan kasi yung foundation ng everyday. That you cannot despise. The word you use was despise, di ba? Kasi kapag ka masyadong negative ang makita ang pananaw natin sa mga past experiences natin, all the cells in our body will hear that message and say, oh, negative ka. Kaya hindi mo na yon maiiwan dahil nasa loob na ng lahat talaga ng organs mo, lahat in your body. Imbis na sabihin, my experiences don't define me. And I am not those experiences. I am far greater than the choices that I've made in my past. When we look at the patterns in our life, it's nice to say, ano yung mga situations that when you're put in, relax mo na yung muscles mo, i-relax mo na yung brain mo. Instead of creating what the cause and effect na kinasanayan mo, you will now say, no, I forgive myself for what it was in the past and I'm allowing this new self to be the one to take over. And a big part of help pagdating sa ganyan, mga ka-moment is not to take ourselves so seriously. Pagtawanan natin yung sarili natin, nangyari na yung mga bagay na yun. Let's have humor about the fact that we are human. That we make mistakes. At mas nakakatawang you don't make a mistake. Diba? Mas nakakatakot yun.
Actually.
Diba? Wag naman sana mga ka-moment, yun yung maging goal nyo. That after these 21 days, hindi na ako magkakamali. Baka kasi may ganong yung mga ka-moment natin na, nag-21 day journey na ako ha. Nag-return to the self na ako. Nag-practice na ako ng compassion. Ngayon naman, diba, I have the courage to live with intention. But it's still a moment-to-moment thing. It's still a 1 minute at a time, a few seconds at a time. And that's why that nurturing energy is something that you take every breath. Dapat hindi siya in-on and off. Dapat tuloy-tuloy yung nurturing energy na yun. At going back to your question, hindi kinalakihan ng marami yung sinasabi natin. Ang kinalakihan ng mga Pilipino ay lumaban ka or maging generous ka. Alagaan mong ibang tao. Yung sense of self na alagaan yung sarili. Yun yung hindi nila na-practice na muscle. That's why we need these kinds of education. Para matutunan mo, uy, mahalaga ka. Return to yourself muna. Huwag ka munang magplano ng iba. Diba?
At siguro, Coach Bien, yung i-acknowledge mo na napapagod ka rin. At nasasaktan ka rin, nauubos ka rin. Ako, I believe kasi sa kultura nating mga Pilipino, hindi ba po, Coach Pia, na that parang meron tayong shared identity. Yung pagiging generous sa kultura natin, would equate to you being a good daughter, a good son, a good family member, a good member of the community. Pero once na unahin mo ang sarili mo, i-acknowledge mo na pagod ka na, o gusto mo munang unahin ang sarili mo kasi alam mong nauubos ka na, nasasaid ka na, that is something that's frowned upon. Kasi, walang ganun. So ngayon parang itong konsepto ng pagiging compassionate sa sarili, konsepto ng self-love, ito ay alien para sa ibang tao.
It's so alien that we will get frustrated when people tell us to take care of ourselves. It's reached that point. Pag sinabing, sige, alagaan mo sarili mo. Bakit? Di ko kailangan. May ganon. Pahinga ka na. Hindi ko kailangan magpahinga.
ako
Yun yung
pagod.
instinct. Di ako pagod.
Pero yung walang-wala na yung kaluluwa mo. Nilisan na yung katawan mo.
Yeah. Kasi ang level of pagod is, remember, we are embodied. Yung katawan, merong hangganan. Kaya mga ka-moment, sabi ko nga, basic temperature check lang yung tulog. Are you allowing yourself enough sleep? Because the brain needs that.
There was actually this book that I've encountered. It's called The Body Keeps the Score, wherein ina-explain niya na even the traumas that we have experienced, nandun yan, nakastore, and nakaka-apekto yung stresses sa buhay natin sa ating physical health. So there is a direct correlation between our state of health and our, our state of like mental health.
Mental health, no?
Yes.
The courage kasi to live with intention and the intention to live with courage, those two, binabalibaligtad ko for part 3. When I talk about living intentionally, that in itself, mahirap sa Pinoy. Kasi palaging ina-accommodate yung iba. Gusto ko mag-decide pero wait lang yung ang daming taong kinoconsider.
Yes.
Samantalang ikaw mismo, katulad ng binanggit mo kanina, Jody, na ubus ka na. Kukonsider mo pa talaga yung iba. Wait lang. Ikaw lang muna. People deserve to experience the best version of you. At hindi yung compromised version of you. Kaya sabi ko, alagaan mo muna yung sarili mo. Hindi mo pwedeng i-outsource na. Mahal naman ako ng asawa ko, siya na lang ang mag-aalaga sa akin. Hindi yun pwede. Mahal naman ako ng magulang ko. Yung magulang ko na lang will decide for me. Hindi yan pwede. So the third part, which is living intentionally, dagdagan natin ng courage, or having the courage to live intentionally. Parang yung dalawang yun kasi side by side. Paano at saan nanggaling yung courage mo, Jody, to be who you are?
It will require a lot of reflection, introspection. Hindi siya parang textbook na babasahin mo lang, ito na ang kasagutan. It's not something na i-chat GPT mo. Lalabas ang sagot lahat. But I think to be able to face or to live your life with courage and to live your life with intentions, I think you have to reach a certain level of discomfort for you to be able to move and decide that you want something different for yourself. You have to feel na parang, that yung hermit crab, yung hermit crab, diba?
Yeah,
Si hermit crab, dahil pag lumalaki siya, magre-require siya na mag-change ng environment, ng bahay. Pero ginagawa yun ni hermit crab because masikip na siya, nasasaktan na siya, hindi na siya fit doon sa shell kung saan siya nakatira. So gagawin niya, magja-journey din siya. Hahanap siya ng bagong bahay. Coach, bakit ka
Ang ganda ng description.
Hahanap siya ng bagong bahay. Kasi hindi na siya komportable. Ngayon, mag-move siya.
Magandang analogy yung crab kasi. Diba? You can hide yourself in the shell and not decide to move. Kasi you won't feel uncomfortable if you're not moving. Maganda to for mga ka-moment natin dahil yun yung analogy ng complacency ng ating brain. the brain would rather, don't teach me new things na lang. Kasi I will keep you alive naman. You're breathing, diba? Functioning ka naman.
And I guess we're not supposed to like be stuck or
Yeah.
to stay where we are. Parang that's not how we were like made. Parang we should always be in pursuit of growth. And I think until our dying day, 'di ba? If we choose it to still grow, it can happen eh. And it will happen.
It will. I remember very distinctly na when people age, kasi when we age, we transform. And we choose what kind of aging is necessary in our lives. We look at different people who've aged, because I'm already in my 50s, no? When I was in my 30s, I was looking up, sino itong mga tumatandang, itong mga, pag tumatanda, parang ayaw mo siyang maging gano'n. Ayaw mo maging gano'n. Pag
my
tumanda, ayaw mo rin, di ba?
Yes,
Alam mo na, ayaw mo maging ganyan. So, pinipili na natin, di ba, more or less, from the outside, sino yung mga peg natin na gusto nating maging when we grow older. Now, that shouldn't just be a peg. It should be something na you are willing to work towards because it's very likely that you will be unlearning things in order to be there. I'd love for you to read from the book.
Today is not about finishing, but about gathering your truths into your clarity zone, the inner space where you feel safe, rooted, and whole. This is the ground you can always return to, no matter how noisy life becomes. From returning to yourself and what it feels like coming to your own presence, to meeting yourself with compassion and making space for your story, and living in intention, courage by honoring your truth, even when it disrupted expectations. Clarity is not an ending, but a living rhythm, a process of becoming moment by moment.
What in this day struck you?
Actually, a lot. I've been learning a lot from you. May mga bagay ako na iniisip na, okay, ganito siya dapat gawin. But you always provide with a new take, a fresh perspective, and I thank you for that. Kasi maraming mga nabubuksan. And that's what I appreciate about conversations like this. Sabi ko nga, hindi ako fan ng small talk. Hirap ako sa small talk, hindi ako marunong ng ganun. Gusto ko yung upo tayo. Kasi I feel na marami akong matututunan sa'yo. Marami kang ibabahagi sa akin. And sometimes yung mga encounters pa nga na hindi natin inaasahan, yun pa yung mga mas nagiging parang enriching na mga experiences. And it's really just about sharing lives, sharing moments, and sharing, hearts and experiences.
Thank you for being so courageous in the way na you've expressed how simplicity of things is actually what we need. So I'd like to thank you, Jody, for these minutes. And I know that this is a long episode, no? This will be something na will always make an imprint in the way I have personally committed to this podcast. Nothing happens by chance. Everything happens for a reason. Clarity isn't something we find. It's something we come home to. Mga ka-moment, if you are not yet part of our community, meron tayong community dyan. Just look down, scroll down, makikita nyo, join our community. We continue all of the communication there. Kaya mga nararamdaman ninyo, gusto nyong makamit ng mga kapwa ka-moment, nandyan lang tayo. The positive energy will always be there. Clarity isn't something you find. It's something you come home to. What is it that matters most to you?
Right now, just to finish what I've started, to live a footprint na you made them feel loved, seen, and heard. Kung pang sarili, gusto kong tumandang masaya.